portrait orientation, but this is the correct way. It should hopefully look correct on your screen. So there we go. Sam is coming. He's finishing up our coffee real quick. And I will apologize if it's a little bit lopsided. My tripod broke, so I have this balanced on like a jar and against a flower pot and everything to get the right angle. So might be a little bit wonky, but it's the best I can do for today. So let's see, we have Arkansas Preppers here. Thanks for joining us. Carrie is here. Welcome. And Lois from Ohio. Charlie and Judy here. Hello, Charlie and Judy. And Sandra from Fort Smith, Arkansas on the Arkansas-Oklahoma border. Thank you for joining us. And Homestead Nana is here. Awesome. And Grammy's here. Perfect. We have people still popping in. The plan for tonight is to play a game. We had a lot of fun last week playing a game, so we had an idea for another one, and we thought we'd have a little fun. We'll do some more serious live streams too coming up, but right now Sam's brain is so full of nursing school and all the pharmaceuticals he's having to memorize that he doesn't want to think. So we're going to have a little bit of fun and do a game tonight. So last week we did, what did we do last week? Never Have I Ever, Homestead Edition, which was funny. So if you didn't watch that, you can go find it. And this week we're going to do Would You Rather, Homestead Edition. And feel free to pipe in on any of these questions about what you would rather do as far as it comes to your homestead. Some of them are serious questions. Some of them are just meant to be funny. So let's see. Empty Nester times 5 is here. Hello. And Pam has joined us. Thank you very much for stopping by tonight. So pretty good weekend. And Sam, you have 3 weeks left of school. Is that right?
Week 6. So this is the start of. I have 2 weeks left after this.
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks for a break, right? And then,
yeah.
And then next semester. How is it going this week?
I spilled coffee. Oh, too tall. Or something. It's going okay. We got, whenever we get down, I'm going to try and tilt that back just a touch. Maybe it'll stay. Whenever we get down to the end of terms, so this is week 6, and then we have 7 and 8. We always have more tests that start popping up. And so I've got a few of those that I have to try and work on this week and next week before they're like practice tests kind of things. But you still got to take them pretty serious. You get graded on them and such. So trying to crank those out as well. Yeah. You have all the regular stuff you have to do, the normal stuff, but now we have these extra things too. But anyway, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We made it to week 6. That's
awesome.
Mind-blowing.
That's awesome.
And honestly, good. I think after this week, by next Tuesday, when I've tested again, it should be pretty much downhill. We'll be to week 7. Week 8, I don't have to sit. The last week, I don't have to sit in, there's no homework due that week. I don't have to sit in lecture for 8 hours a day. I just go in and I take my tests and I leave. So awesome. Week 8's pretty cushy.
So Jeffco is here. Welcome. All right, are you ready to start our game?
Yes, let's do it.
Arkansas says, do you have to learn the pharmaceutical generic names too?
Honestly, my professor, people may not agree with this, but she teaches to the NCLEX, which is the test that we have to take to actually become a nurse. And the NCLEX uses only uses generic names. If it wants to use the I can't even think, the registered brand name, it will always have the generic. So we just learn the generic. If you want to double up and learn the brand name as well, you can, but I don't do that to myself. So I just study the generic, and I think learning the brand names and such will come afterwards, once I'm in the actual hospital. But let's see. Beard is looking great. Thank you all.
Charlie says your beard is looking really manly.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so I just do generics over here. So hopefully that'll help me with the NCLEX.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Would you rather? Question 1. Like I said, some of these are serious, some of these are funny. Would you rather, here's a good starter, have meat goats or meat sheep?
Hello, Beth Ford. Thanks for hopping on. At this point in time, I would say meat sheep for 2 reasons. So far, out of the 2, I like the sheep better, like tasting wise.
I'd agree with that. We had a real nice seared pork chop, lamb chop tonight. That was good.
Yes. And so far, I would say the sheep, for the most part, are easier to keep in and fence. Now, we haven't done a lot of goat, so we didn't actually have like a meat goat breed last time, so that might change once we have like a little bit of a better quality product, I would say, with goats. But fencing wise, goats are they are so ornery. If your fence has any weakness in it, they will find it immediately.
And sometimes it could be super, super hot, but they're just that determined to get something on the other side, and it doesn't matter.
And if there is no weakness, they will find one or create one. So I think that would be, for right now, I would say sheep. Those are my reasons. But it could change.
ZC says neither.
Neither.
None of the above.
Hello, Diane. Thanks for hopping on. Hello, Tessa. Yeah, what do you think? You agree?
I think the sheep were easier. They're happy to be together, and they're not determined to get out. Like, they want to be together. Where the goats sometimes are like, I'm leaving.
And maybe it was because our sheep, I don't know, maybe it's because our sheep were bottle fed, like bottle raised. But they, like, if they ever did get out, they wanted to follow us around for the most part. They didn't just run away, to the neighbor's farm or anything like that. Like, if they ever did get out, they stuck around and basically just followed us around. So they were pretty chill.
Karen's here, welcome. And Becky is here. And ZC says, because I like the fuzzy critters, I just couldn't eat them.
I understand that. There's a lot of people that have some issues with that. Yeah, I can totally see that.
Okay, number 2.
Okay.
Would you rather pull weeds for an hour or clean out a livestock stall?
Well, I have to tell you that livestock stall is a big variance in poo. If it was a horse poop or ggoat poop, like, I will do that all day. That I have zero issue with that. If it was chicken poop or like duck poos. Chicken poo is terrible. Duck poo / goose poo is like worse, I swear. If it was that, then I'd pick weeds for like 3 hours to not have to clean up after chicken poo. That stuff's nasty. Let's see. Charles says, did sheep or goats give you the best return for meat versus loss? It would be the sheep. Well, it would be the sheep, I think.
Yeah, well,
it was hard to...
It's hard to judge because the goat we did this year was not a meat breed, so she was not as big as a meat breed. I would guess that a sheep is a little bit better, and that seems to be what it looks like when I look at just costs analysis of what other people charge for their meat. The sheep is a little less expensive, and that would mean to me that the cost of raising them is less expensive.
Well, our other issue was the goats we had, like, they were birthed on our farm.
Yeah,
the sheep we had to pay for. We had to buy bottle lambs. So it's a little hard to compare. It would be interesting though if all things were even.
Yeah, no, I figured it out.
Would be like.
I don't remember what the goat was, but the sheep, if we hadn't had to buy them, if we had birthed them, that it would come out to be around $5 a pound for the meat.
So $5 a pound is not bad.
But it's not a true cost, because I know people say that, but you're paying to keep like a ram around, and he eats all year round to do his one job, and so there's more cost involved.
In some cases, yeah.
It just depends.
Yeah.
I know that's not a good answer, but there's a lot of variables.
Becky says turkey poop is the worst poop of all. Well, I don't have much experience with turkeys. Laura, we've wanted to get them for like 4 or 5 years now.
Oops.
I think.
Oh no.
I think eventually we'll get some, but I can't tell you anything about turkey poo. I'll take your word for it though, Becky.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Question 3.
And also, I know a lot of people have like emus and things like that, so who knows what that.
Oh, that's
like.
true. You know, you could tell you White House on a Hill.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Is his name Tom? Is that right?
No, it's not Tom. It's. Oh.
Sorry, I did a bad thing. Can't remember it now. Anyway, great, awesome channel. They have like
Becky and Oh, they'll know. Somebody there will know. White House on the Hill. It's Becky. Why can't I remember his name?
They have every kind of bird imaginable. They could tell us. What's the word?
It's like right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't get it. I feel
Sorry.
terrible.
Well, think about it. It'll pop up in 5 minutes. Okay. Would you rather deal with foxes or raccoons trying to get your chickens?
Ooh. Probably foxes, because raccoons can climb all over the place and get into more things, I feel like, than a fox.
Okay.
Well, fox can be really clever.
And they got them opposable thumbs, too.
Raccoons can be clever. I think raccoons would be more difficult. And the thing is, with a fox, if you get one, like there might be two, but that's it. With a raccoon, if there's one, there's like 30. So I would say I would rather deal with a fox problem, probably, than a raccoon problem.
Okay. Would you rather try to catch a greased pig or take all 6 kids to the post office to mail an international package?
I don't know. I guess I'd go mail an international package. They're not too bad. We've taken them to like the bank before to sign papers and stuff, and I feel like they did.
There's just something about the post office. It's a tiny space, and there's pens chained to everything, and there's little teeny colored slips of paper everywhere that are on low tables because it's handicap wheelchair accessible. It's a night. I hate taking the kids to the post office. They're not bad, but everything is at kid height. And there's so many things to touch.
Let's see, Rachel says, our chickens haven't moved into our coop yet, and we had a raccoon die under our coop last week. Weird. That is weird. Kids to the post office, says ZC. And Rachel says it's second to the DMV.
Oh, man.
I think it depends what post office.
It's true.
Because I feel like our local post office, there's usually no one there.
Yeah.
And they're actually, like, genuinely kind. I've been to post office where like you ding the bell.
What do you want?
Yeah, they like look like you're just ruining their life to come up there and, mail something. I don't know. I guess it kind of depends.
All right, next question. Would you rather milk in the morning or in the evening?
In the morning. I just get up early and get it done, and then it's over with.
Okay.
Yep, get everything cleaned up and then move on to the next thing. Just first thing, let's knock it out. And I don't know. I could see wanting to do it in the evening, but
I think it'd be hard with kids because, if you want to go do something, would you usually milk in the evening? You know what I mean? It'd be 10 p.m. out there milking.
You'd always have something. I can just wake up early, get out there. It's actually, we've talked about it before. It's part of it is kind of serene because as long as the goat's not pitching a fit or something, you're out there and it's just you and the goat and it's quiet. The goat's munching on food and you're milking, and it can be kind of a nice quiet way to start your day. If you got a cup of coffee out there with you or something, it's not too bad.
Yeah. All right.
I like in the morning.
Next question. Would you rather have only chickens or only ducks? Ooh, tough question.
Okay, I think I'm going to go chickens just because...
Oh, really? I thought you'd go the other way.
I know, but here's my reason. My favorite thing out of all the things you can make with eggs, I think, well, maybe my favorite thing is scrambled eggs.
Yeah, that's true.
And I like chicken eggs scrambled. They are so delicious. But I will say, if it comes to baking or cooking, duck eggs are, by far the better option. And I would say raising them and having them around your property, I like ducks a lot. I think if we had a pond that we could keep ducks around, I would take ducks over chickens as far as that goes all day, every day. They're quieter. They're usually not aggressive at all. I don't know. They don't chickens. They'll fly up into everything, and a lot of the farm ducks, breeds, they don't really fly that much. Like they'll still kind of get into stuff, but not nearly like the chickens. Chickens, if you leave a door open to a building, like they will invade it. It's terrible in some regards. And so I think if we had like we do have a pond, but it's so far away and there's not much in it. It's gross. But I think if we had a nice pond and you had like a duck house, oh, that'd be perfect. I don't know. That's a toss up for me. I like chicken eggs better overall, but ducks, like ducks when they're babies, they are so hardy compared to chickens.
Yeah,
like they grow so fast. I don't think we've ever had a duckling die. You don't clip the chicken wings.
Sometimes
we do,
yeah.
but they still will get into everything. Like even if you clip them, they can still fly like 3 or 4 feet. The ducks, like they really cannot fly at all. So anyway, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough
question. Okay.
Sorry.
Ready?
I rambled on that one.
Would you rather free range, movable coop, or pen in your chickens?
Ooh.
We've done all three. We've attempted all three.
I say no movable pens. We talked about that last time. I think I would. Oh man, that's tough. Really tough. I was actually thinking about this the other day. It was like, I think if you had a nice spot, like you didn't have 150 chickens, but you had 20 or so, and you had a nice run that had like some kind of material on the ground. Because chickens, if you leave them in one spot too long, they will turn your grass and everything just to straight mud, and like it feels like a matter of weeks. But if you had some kind of nice material that they could be in, or maybe you replace every year or something, keeping them inside would be pretty nice and convenient. My only thing is when you let them go, like I said before, free range, they will literally get into everything. Like if you don't have your buildings locked up, like our shed,
covered in chicken poop.
Like every time we free range chickens, our little shed will have 4 or 5 hens that get in there. They knock everything off the shelves, trying to like getting a little like nest kind of created. They'll poop on everything. I don't like that about chickens. If you are able to like fence off those areas or make sure, like we have kids and the door doesn't always get shut and stuff. And so like if you're able to shut all the doors and such, then free range is awesome.
Well, and they also like they poop all over the kids' stuff, like swing set. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like not safe. You gotta like clean it before they can use it. So
right. Free range is nice though. Like it has its positives too. I just don't like the mess that they make when they're free range. But if you have the right setup, free range, like it would work great.
Diane says if you free range, they scratch up everything.
They can. Free range,
and
so.
But Sandy says that free range would be my choice. And I will say we free ranged for several years. We didn't hate it, but it was a nuisance. And so right now how big would you say that area is that they're in? We have all our birds in.
Like maybe a 1/4 acre.
So they're all like kind of penned in.
Let's see. Sandy says, "Oh yeah, if I leave the door to my house open, the chickens will come in my house." But I don't mind. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Probably different personalities too with people, but free range is the really nice part about free range is they can go eat as much grass and bugs and whatever that they want, and it really cuts down on your feed bill. So that part's really nice.
All right, last one. Would you rather have permanent fencing? This is for large animal livestock. Have permanent fencing or movable electric fence?
I would say permanent fencing, but hello Heidi, thanks for jumping in. Tick eaters for sure, says Diane.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. I would like permanent fencing, but I think you could have it where you still used a little bit of electric. Okay. Like if you had areas you really wanted to concentrate animals in or keep them out of, that having some electric would be okay. But overall, having like really nice wire or wood fence, whatever you can afford, whatever works for you, permanent fencing is so nice. For the most part, unless a gate gets broken or you have like a really bad accident, your animals are not getting out. It's an almost for sure thing. There's always going to be that crazy whatever that jumps a fence that is almost impossible to keep in. But having permanent fence is, that's so nice. chef's kiss.
One day. One
So,
day,
now,
Sammy.
people have electric fence that, they'll never have an issue with, but it does come with a decent amount of maintenance.
Well, and it's like if you need to move, like if you don't have enough for your whole area, like people move it, like when they move chickens and stuff. Instead of having a permanent fence, we have different paddocks set up, and you move the animals and not the fence.
I mean, there's positives and negatives to both, but permanent fencing that's nice.
Okay.
We
That's all my questions, man. We smashed
through
those.
them.
That went faster than I
felt
thought.
like I was taking too long on some of my answers, but maybe I should have expounded on my answers.
Do you have any would you rather questions for Sam, I guess? Katie says
pipe fence. Yeah, those are really nice. We have some friends that have put in some pipe fence. That stuff's awesome.
I don't know what pipe fence is.
It's like what Rachel and TJ have. It's
big,
thick.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's really nice. We had now this is ridiculously expensive, but the horse farm that I worked for, they ended up putting in wood fence, like rail fence, so it looked really pretty. But then they put some wire behind it. So like you're doubling up on your fence costs, and wood fence, as much as they had, it's just crazy. And they were doing it back when the pandemic hit, and so wood prices went crazy, and they still put all that fence up. It was, how big was that farm? Was it 100 acres? Maybe been 100 acres, and they literally fenced it all with rail fence, like a 4-rail fence, and then put wire behind it, but. It looks really nice, I will say that.
That's true.
And nothing's getting through that. Let's see. ZC says, did either of you have farm or homesteading experience growing up? So why don't you tell them about your
my farm experience. No, I grew up, Grammy and Grandpa Dan had a beautiful house in a neighborhood in the suburbs. I did grow a garden every year for a while, like a little one, but that's as far as my homesteading experience went. I really didn't have any interest in any of that stuff, so I met Sam.
When I was 12, my parents moved out of the suburbs into a little, I guess you could call it a little homesteady type place. We had 5 acres, and so we fenced off probably 3 of it, 2.5, something like that. And we had goats and chickens, and we ended up getting a horse for a while. So I had some experience homesteading. My mom had a garden, and then I worked with horses a little bit growing up, mostly just cleaning out stalls for local people, whoever I could ride my bicycle to and clean stalls, basically. Let's see. I think that's pretty much all of my experience as far as homesteading goes. So we only had a couple of goats. We probably, the most amount of chickens we ever had was probably like 10 or 12. And then we had the horse for maybe, 3 years, something like that. Not very long, 2 years. It wasn't that long. But that's kind of my experience. So I had a little bit of experience.
All right.
Let's see. Katie says it's the fancy schmancy stuff. Yeah, that's right.
Laura, would you rather can or dehydrate? Hands down, can. Because not only, both of them are shelf-stable, right? But canning, like, it's ready to go. So when you dehydrate something, you got to rehydrate it to enjoy it. While it does take up less storage space, that would be a big plus. Mm-hmm. I like the convenience of being able to, like, pop open a jar of soup and, it's ready to go. So you don't have to put it all back together.
Warm it up a little bit.
Let's see. ZC says you're doing great at it. Well, thank you. We've learned a lot. We've made a lot of mistakes along the way.
You've grown a lot as far as all that stuff goes.
Yeah, I've definitely learned a lot. I'm about ready to learn how to butcher and cook a goose because
we have one.
We have no bueno outside.
The
Very aggressive
gander that we have is
I can't get my eggs because I can't get. I mean, you're gonna
He's
laugh
not a
at
happy
me.
camper.
I stand outside the electric fence to refill their water trough, so I don't have to go in there and face him. And then I take the hose in with me, and I spray him down while I refill the feed thing, so he doesn't come at me. That's my current method of.
He's not that.
He's scary though. He's big, and they open that beak, and they got all them serrated teeth in there. Takes one bad day for me to lose a finger.
I don't know about losing a finger, but let's see. Empty Nester says, who has started their garden seeds?
Not us. I don't think I'm really going to start any seeds inside this year. It's such a big project getting the new garden, the no-till garden built. I don't want to do anything else. So this year we're focusing on getting that garden built. And then anything that needed started early, I'm just going to buy at like the farm store or the market or wherever I can get something that looks halfway decent. Even though it's more expensive, I can only manage so many things at one time.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for sure. Let's see. Iris Lady says started leeks.
Okay.
In March, we'll start tomatoes. Heidi says, good grief, yeah, not something you need to deal with. Karen says, my grandmother had a chicken who would lay an egg in her closet.
Hey, at least you knew where to find it, right?
How convenient is that? Inside your house. You didn't even have to go outside to get eggs. That's pretty cool. Rachel says, geese can be real mean boogers, and goose jerky is delicious.
Try some goose jerky.
Well, I told Laura maybe our game plan should be to butcher that guy and then buy a chick, or whatever they're called, gosling, that's a male, and then make sure that we
hand raise him.
Because that was kind of our mistake with those. Well, we'll hand raise it so he likes all of us.
We touched him a lot when he was little and like when he was a baby, but then once he got put out on the pasture, we just kind of went in there and fed them. We weren't spending time with them, so. Homestead Nana says, and they bite hard, so I don't want to, though I do remember, I don't know if Grammy remembers, I remember being a really little kid, and you took us somewhere. It was like a restaurant, Grammy, and after we ate, you could go outside and you could feed the geese. I don't know if it was like a farm-to-table restaurant or something like that, but I remember being like 4 years old, and we were chucking bread to the geese, and a geese decided he did not like Grandpa Dan and bit a big hole right in his shoe.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you remember that? I have vivid memory of this, because I was like terrified as a child. So, let's see.
Becky started tomatoes inside. Diane says, bless you.
Sandy says, let's see, I would love to start seeds now, but I live in a 3-room house. It only has 2 windows. There's no natural sunlight. No place set up. Yeah, that's
tough.
That's our situation here. We just do not have good sunlight. So when we start seeds, they have to be brought outside daily and then brought back in at night. And can you get that Walmart thing off the counter over there? And it's just too much. Like, I will forget. There's so much going on, I'll forget. If you remember, we started seeds in this. I made a mini greenhouse, and it was actually going really well, and I brought it outside, and I set it in this location, and Patty the Batty somehow got his weaselly little fingers in here, and he pulled up my poor little plant. So we're going to have to start over, because kids are mean sometimes. He wanted to know what it was, and he killed it. I tried to replant it, but it didn't make it. So.
He saw some dirt, and he wanted to plant it. You can't blame the boy. Let's see. Carrie says, I have lettuce, spinach, and arugula planted in my indoor greenhouse. I don't start seeds for garden until March 15th and April 15th. What was I going to say? Oh, like you've always said too, you gotta plan for your frost dates.
Yeah, don't start too early. Like today is a beautiful day, and everyone's like, "Oh, it feels like spring."
But in like 2 days,
don't fall for it because it's gonna like ice on Thursday or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
the low's like 16 Fahrenheit or something like that in a few days. So Carrie's got the right idea.
Yeah. Oh, Grammy says that it was a restaurant. I have vivid memories of this. And they started a lot in our greenhouse. So Grammy is out on the east coast of North Carolina, so their growing season is much longer than ours. So they're probably starting in the greenhouse, going to plant a month ahead of us. So.
Oh yeah, it'll be nice and warm down there.
Yeah, Batty Patty. We call him Patty the Batty. Because he's just the naughty little boy sometimes.
When you put him down now, first off, he never stops until it's like nap time, and he just like. And second, you know how they are when they're 18 months old. He only wants to get into the places that he's not supposed to be, or touch the things that he's not supposed to touch. So he just runs around the house causing chaos, laughing maniacally because he thinks it's like the best fun ever. So Suzanne says, I have grow lights and have started tomatoes and peppers and cabbage.
I'd like to get grow lights in the future. We just don't have any. I guess we could put them in our room, but we wouldn't have anywhere to put something like that where I wouldn't worry about little people getting into it.
Yeah, if our basement was cleaned up nice, that would be a really good place for it, kind of out of the way where nobody else would go.
Yeah. Rachel says tomato inside, in about 2 weeks, everything else outside. I have turkeys that eat my seeds, other critters too, but no idea how to keep the turkeys out of the garden. So something I do, we don't necessarily have that problem. We have a problem with cats, though, getting into the garden and digging. So when I first plant either seeds or plant little baby plants, I'll put chicken wire, just like a roll of chicken wire on top until they sprout big enough that I'm not worried about the cats damaging it, and then I just like lift it off. I don't know if that's useful.
The turkeys might peck through the wire.
You could get that plastic mesh stuff. It's pretty thin. Like, it's pretty tiny holes, something like that.
Rachel says, I had 21 turkeys eating seeds in the fall almost every morning.
Oh, no.
Whoa, that's crazy. 21 turkeys.
I hear turkey jerky is delicious, too.
ZC says, yep, I had 2 boys. They're now in their 20s. Enjoy little Mr. P while he's little.
He is. He's cute. We love little
He's a pretty happy little feller. We do have a lot of fun with him. His sisters have a lot of fun with him. Yeah.
And he's just getting to the age where he starts to, like, recognize things he enjoys and stuff. And he's in love with Mickey Mouse right now. He's all about Mickey Mouse.
He's got a little Mickey Mouse video. It's like a 2-minute short video about a pig, and he loves it. If you ever turn it on for him, the boy just beams. I don't know why. He also loves going outside. He will cry if someone goes outside and does not take him. Like, he will throw the biggest temper tantrum.
He'd be outside all day, every day if we let him.
If somebody goes outside and doesn't take Mr. P, he is visibly upset.
Rachel says, 1 Tom and 4 hens stay regularly. They invited all the cousins to the buffet. Word travels quickly.
Yeah, I guess so. Word has it there's an easy meal over at the Connors house.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's a pushover. She doesn't have a fence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Turkeys go over a fence? They can't fly, really, can they?
Oh, wild turkeys can fly big time. They could fly over our house. I know. It looks funny, but they can fly really well.
Okay.
I don't know about, like, domestic turkeys. I assume they can still fly at least a bit, too.
Too fat?
I know. They look like they're too fat, but they fly really well, surprisingly.
Shotgun got at least one for dinner, yeah.
There you go.
Target practice.
That's nice.
All right. Well, this was fun.
I like doing these games.
So,
it's kinda, I mean, maybe I don't know if it's
you guys like them too. It's just
I have
different.
fun. I don't know if you guys do, or if it makes for a good or a bad live stream. I don't know. We haven't we don't really have a theme per se like we do sometimes. But we're talking
just depends. Right now it's kind of that weird season. Like, we've already talked about starting the garden. There's not a whole lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, there's always. I mean, you're getting close to spring, so like things are gonna go crazy pretty soon. But we're not really. I don't know. I guess you can say we're in the middle of winter still. We're like just on the edge.
Yeah. But it's fun. And if you didn't see the post, we decided for February and most of March, we're going to post Tuesday to Saturday, and then nothing on Sunday, and then Monday will be the live streams. Just there's so much going on, and we're got lots to show, and so we'll have an extra vlogs for you. I don't know if that'll be a forever thing, because it's a lot of extra work, but for right now, there's lots to do and lots to share, so you'll be having those extra videos for a while.
Let's see. ZC says they enjoy it. Homestead Nana says
she likes them.
Rachel says it's good conversation. And Charlie says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, because that always helps. And Arkansas Prepper says it's tornado season. Shh, that's a bad word in
our house. My gosh.
We have little kids that will freak out.
You can't say the word storm.
Yeah, the word storm is, they just start shaking in their boots. They do not like storms. We have a couple of them that lose their minds.
So nobody sleeps if it storms. So.
That's very true. Let's see. Sandy says domestic turkeys can fly too as well. I have 3, and one who sleeps in a tree flies into the neighbor's yard almost daily when she gets up for the day. But she's always able to fly back over. Jepco says, hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Jepco. We appreciate it.
Tessa's enjoying the extra videos. Awesome. We're having fun making them. There's just so much going on right now.
ZC says we're expecting
Oh, wow.
15 inches of snow here in Minnesota this week. I
haven't-
saw that storm.
I haven't even looked. Like, are we going to get snow? I
No,
just
it's
know
all
gonna
going to
get
be north
cold,
of us.
So.
Like, maybe the north end of Missouri might get a little bit, but if the storm drops south, we might. But
The girls, we haven't, like, it snowed a few times. We haven't had, like, a big enough snow that they've really been able to go out and, like, go sledding, and they really want to. But we live, like, right on the river valley, and so even if it snows, like,
Sometimes
around
we
us
don't
and at
get
other
it.
people's houses, like, it doesn't snow where we are. At the river just kind of, like, moderates the temperature. So.
yeah, we're basically a mile away from the Missouri River, and so I think that affects the weather. I really do, in some way. Sometimes we'll get rain when other places don't. Sometimes we won't get snow. I don't know.
So Zepco going to be 86 in North Carolina on Thursday.
What?
Well, enjoy
86?
that. Get your shorts and your flip flops out.
I'd go get a suntan.
Yeah, go get a tan.
My goodness,
So.
that's crazy. 86 in North Carolina.
It was nice today here. It was like 60, right? I mean, the kids were all playing outside,
it
and
got
I
pretty
worked on the
toasty.
garden most of the
Yeah.
afternoon. So.
The girls love being out on days like this when it actually gets warm and you're still kind of in the winter season. They eat it up when they can.
Yeah,
Sure.
Rachel says, same here in Tennessee. Don't worry, super cold the next day. Yeah, it just tricks you. But it's nice to have, especially with all the kids, it's nice to have those days. Like, we didn't do any school today because it was so nice. And I was like, just enjoy this because the rest of the week we'll be stuck inside and we will do lots of school. So go outside and get some fresh air before we're locked in for like 4 days or whatever it's going to be. So.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get Stan back to studying his books. We'll see you guys next Monday. I don't think, yeah, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have anything going on.
So
So next Monday.
Next Monday night, we'll find something to talk about or play another fun game. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks for watching. You guys have a good and safe week. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.